two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches. After the run, now Herbert to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they got it way across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
22 yards.
22 yards there, a first down.
First down.
And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Walker. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. The Vikings at 3-5, 2 games under 500. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Go.
Here's Herbert. Over the middle, he's going to find Burden. Look at this Baltimore defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Now it's Herbert. He'll let it fly for Austin. And this is going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Ravens are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
15 yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Jackson. Yet again, targeting and fighting Mark Andrews. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
That's another Baltimore first down. A gain of 12. And the Ravens first down.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Quick strikeout wide by Jackson. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll make it 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
No, we change it. Yeah.
To throw is Jackson. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Andrews. And the Ravens are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Good for Baltimore. First down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And he will take it in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score. Ravens 7. Vikings nothing. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Download some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And Walker has it. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That'll go now for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and break through contact and short of the sticks.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
15 yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And Jackson throwing once more. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Jackson now. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Waddle's first catch, good for a first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Ravens.
Now it's Jackson. As he throws there, incomplete.
They get back to the heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
To throw again is Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Malik Neighbors with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. On his loop for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score. Ravens 14. Vikings nothing.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. Now with him and a loose tackle. And the Ravens have got it. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Onward. 13.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors.
Jackson's pass.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 22-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that's thrown incomplete.
I see a surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Vikings, nothing. To kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever he's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Back to Walker on first down. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
180. 180 hot. Ready.
Herbert. Airing this one out for Evans. And he's got it inside the 10. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Ready. Ready.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Go.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And it's caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Calvin Austin, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Point after, right down the middle. And they'll take the lead to 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. offense set at the line for this next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get position for at least 3 points.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 23 yards to pick up there.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Throwing is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Middle. Hey, middle. Sit hot. 180. Sit hot.
Now Jackson. That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
Jackson.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 5-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hey. Yeah. No, we changed it.
Again, Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Malik Neighbors with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 7. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run, and he'll just get rid of it.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to air one out. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36-yard line.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Hey, let's go. Get hot! Cut!
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And that's caught inside the 35. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
And the Baltimore first down.
Middle.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Go ahead. Hey, shot. Hey, middle. Shot.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, there's a diving catch. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal.
They'll try to run forward with Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to
They'll give Henry another shot. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, Jackson. He'll try and do this himself. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Jalen Waddle, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Luke now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
35, Vikings 7. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Here's Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Down the right sideline. Inside the 10. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
To kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, coaches talk about taking care of the ball and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Hey, ram. Set. 380. 21. Home to trips right. Set.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Let's go. Lion. 59. Set.
Herbert now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there from Minnesota. 49 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Go.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Malachi Starks. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Jackson. He'll try to pick it up himself. He's got his target. That's complete. A beautiful spin and room to run. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Malik Neighbors, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Ravens get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Let's go.
Here's Herbert. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Thrown out wide to Walker. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of first at the 32. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Kappa.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
All
right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
380. Baylor tight. Hey, please. Go.
They snap it to Herbert. That is caught. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. He'll let it fly for Austin. That's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Calvin Austin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here. But it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche. All right, maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them. Not one they'll want to remember. At least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Baltimore.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Now, hold on a second. Why would they decline that? Charles.
I don't have a good answer for you, but let's work the math here a little bit. If you take the penalty, You get 5 yards.
You're on the positive in the yardage, and you get to rerun the down. You just
I like that. I like that little extra on top of the whole thing. And this makes 0 sense.
Yo.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
The Vikings take over.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. After the turnover, here's Herbert. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete.
Well, if I haven't said it before, I'm certainly saying it now. No one throws a prettier deep ball than Justin Herbert. This thing's on a rope, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on, you're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
12 yards.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
380. Set.
Herbert throwing again. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll slide to a block here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens' 36-yard line.
Hey, go Lion. Ready.
Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
5-yard gain on the play.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Set. Lion. Motion. Pop.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Trey Hendrickson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
380.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. He's got this complete to Burton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
16 yards on the play.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Ready.
Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 13-yard line.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he's across for a touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, It was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
5-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Baltimore.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
You change it.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And they wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Yeah.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team who puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point speaks the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And incomplete at the deep ball.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Hey, easy. We go orange. Baylor Tiger. Grenade. Run.
One last throw here for Herbert. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete dominance.